Hi everyone, this is Dina. I'm the Nightly Stitcher here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. This is Tuesday, December the 9th, 2025, and this is FlossTube 43. And I haven't done a video since October 18th, so it's been quite some time. Again, I am hoping that next year is a better year and I can do them more regular. However, I said that last year, but this year has just been awful, so not going into anything on that. You've seen some of my prior videos, so if you watch them, you'll know everything that's happened this year. But yeah, hopefully after the first of the year, I'm going to get more consistent and I am going to make plans for the next year. Oh, I forgot. This is Tootie. If you're new here, you know who Tootie is. If you're not new here, let me put that. What did I say? If you're new here, you do not know Tootie. This is Tootie. She is almost 4 pounds. She is my little pond baby. Oh, and she wants on the table. I've been trying to keep her off the table since I set this up. And now she's settled down for her nap. But I have Tootie, who will be 5 on the 27th of this month. And then we also have Hannah, who will be 14 on January 1st. She and her brother Teddy, who we also had, that we lost earlier this year, they were born on New Year's Day about 2 o'clock in the morning in 2012. So yeah, so those are my babies. Today I'm gonna do a 2-parter, but it's all gonna be in this video. I did not want to drag everything up from downstairs in the living room to my sewing room up here. So we are going to go over the things I have up here that I had been stitching on that I had put away for December. And then I'm going to pause the video, run downstairs with Tootie, and we're going to go over my December stitching and what I am doing there. I kind of come up with something different this year. I tend to stitch what I want to stitch, but this year I'm stitching all my Christmas whips in December, so we'll be looking at those. So anyway, welcome, and I think I've already messed this up because I said if you don't know Tootie, I explained that, but if you've been watching me, you do know who Tootie is. Tootie is my little video star, aren't you? She's a little YouTube star. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a train wreck for sure. Get brain and mouth working together. That's what I have to do. I have coffee. I've already had some, so it's not because I don't have coffee. I have my little holiday penguin. I love penguins. I have some penguin cross-stitch patterns that I haven't stitched, but I would love to. So, let's get started here. You will not believe it. It hasn't happened in a long, long time. Hold on, I got a loose needle. Okay, but I have a finish. Now, this isn't a finish according to the pattern. This is a finish according to me. So, this is Cape Cod Girls. It's by the Primitive Needle. I don't believe it's in print anymore. There's Cape Cod Girls, Cape Cod Boys. These are just pieces of fabric I sewed on the side so I could have a little extra fabric. These are no longer available. I think they are starting. I have heard, don't swear by this, but I have heard the daughter of the designer, her name was Lisa for the Primitive Needle. She passed away several years ago in a horrible flood. It's sad to think, but her daughter, I believe, is starting to re-release her charts. For so many years they have not been available, but people really are seeking these out, and I think they're paying big bucks for them when they can find them. So she just has some very cute patterns. I have several, and I haven't parted with them yet. Don't know if I will. Cape Cod girls, they have no combs. They comb their hair with codfish bones. Now, I don't have the pattern because the pattern is over here in the corner. And I am locked into this spot right now because I have my table here, my file cabinet's here, my long arm is here. So the only way I can get up to get that is to push this table out, crawl around, and go get it. So that's not going to happen. So anyway, here's what I did. The pattern, the design up at the top was repeated at the bottom. Let me do this. It was repeated at the bottom, and there was a year at the bottom where the fishbone is at the top. And I was working on this, and I was just done. I was tired of working on it. I really hadn't worked on it this much. I had started the little boy one and had issues with it. I didn't like my stitching. I ripped it all out, saved the fabric because I had dyed this fabric myself, the two pieces to match. It's 22 count hardanger. So I ripped the little boy one out, put it back in the project bag, and started this one. This one was okay. I kind of fudged on colors. Some of it I used called for colors. But as I got down here towards the bottom, I was just tired of it. And I just threw some starfish on there, and the starfish were on there, but not in those places. The fish was on there, but not in that spot. I think there might have been a couple of other little things on there. But like I said, I had just gotten over it. I messed up on the mermaid's body and tail. I didn't like her face. I don't like the fish not showing up very good right there. So I just thought, let's just make do and get it over with, and I did. So I'm okay with it. I was going to hang both of them in our camper. I'm not sure what I'll do with it. It may just go in the box of unfinished, not FFO'd. Finished cross stitch, but not FFO'd. So, yeah, that's the only thing I have as far as a finish. The next thing I wanted to show you was a portrait of Father Christmas. I showed this before. This is a pattern by... Okay, so where's the rest of it? Oh, there it is. This is a pattern by Heaven and Earth Design. And I had started this in October. I stitched on it after my last video, so that's why I want to show it to you right now. There. I love this piece, and I really wanted to stitch it. However, I started it on... What did I start it on? Can't remember. I started it on one fabric, didn't like the look of my stitches. I was using 2 strands. I took it out, ordered more fabric, ended up in the meantime starting it on another. Actually, I think I started it on the same piece of fabric but using 1 strand. I posted on Heaven and Earth Designs and asked what people tend to stitch on. And how many strands they used, and I got, whoa, hang on. I got a lot of feedback. Let me get this again. I got a lot of feedback, and so then I decided to do 1 strand, and I believe it's 28 count. I have my glasses here, but that's okay. So I restarted it on 28 count 1/1. And I'll show you what I got done, but I have decided to abandon this. I rarely ever abandon a project, but I'm still not happy with it, so I am going to put it away for now. That doesn't mean I'm not going to stitch it, because I think if I live long enough, I will try to start it again. I'm going to also go over here and do something. I may start it again, but I have found one that I am enjoying a lot more than this. So I was just going to show you where I was at. So I'd gotten this much done. This is all gridding. If you're not familiar with gridding, it's you mark off every 10 by 10 square so you can line up your chart as you stitch. You know you're in the right spot. It's kind of, I guess you'd call it more like the landmark stitching. But I had gotten all of this done through here. Moved over here to where this was the very edge of it on the far right. And I just was not happy with the look of these stitches over here. Once I got them filled in solid, I just did not like the look of it. So I quit. Now, what I have put so much time in on lately, let me back this up just a shade. This is what I worked on in October. This is a chart by the Artsy Housewife, and you all have seen it, I believe. Let me look here. I think I had this started in October. I have a fluffy tail on my book. I'm looking at my book here. You know, I'm not sure when I did start this. And I probably don't have it on my tag, because I'm really bad about that. I have tags. Oh, I started it on September 29th. Yeah. So this is Queenie by the Artsy Housewife. I picked this up at StitchCon, and I thought it was really cute. I'm using the DMC colors it calls for. I think it called, yeah, it also called for Classic Colorworks Tangerine, Gentle Art, Green Apple, Blue Spruce, Pine Carrot, Gold Leaf, and Acorn. And then it also called for Weeks Dye Works Yukon. Well, I didn't have many of those, so I switched to the DMC. And this is how far I am. And let me unroll this just a bit. So as you can see, I'm not real happy with this one right now either, and I may change it. You can see, well, here it looks similar. Up close, the eye does not look that, can't get rid of that shadow over here. Let me go down a little bit farther. Okay, so here's the eye. Oh my gosh. Okay. The eye in this, in the pattern, is more yellow than, and I'm talking about that second ring of color right here. This is pretty orangey looking in real life, but in this one it's a little orangey, but not as much. But there it looks pretty dang close. So yeah, it looks a little orangier when I get it up the camera, or a little more yellow. So anyway, I don't know. I may leave it. I may take it out and put a yellow, something that's got a little more yellow in it. So this is how far I've gotten on Queenie. I have to put the other butterfly in over here before I move down. This is my disorderly stitcher, Nancy. She gave me this needle minder at StitchCon. Thank you, Nancy. And this is a turtle needle minder I bought from Marie's Minders on Etsy. So that is Queenie. And I put her away, not stitching on her now for a while, till I get back in a Halloween mood. So let me put my chart away. And then we will move on. Okay, next I don't even know what I have in these. Oh, this is the project that I started. Let me kind of neaten it up a little bit because I've got hanging threads that I don't want to interfere with the pattern. Okay, this is a pattern. I could not find it. I saw a stitched photograph of it. I don't know where I saw it. It would have been on Instagram or Facebook. I don't know. But anyway, I showed it to my husband and he really liked this pattern. And so I was in a quest to find it. And someone did find it for me and said it was on Etsy. So I went over to Etsy and bought it right away. It's called, well, it's from a designer called Stitches for You Designs. I had not heard of them before, but it says bring your idea to reality. So I don't know whether it's a photograph that's been converted or not, but this is the pattern. You know, my phone always throws me because when I'm recording, right here in this line, I have the buttons on, like pause, start and stop, turning your camera, and it always bothers me because if I hold something over here, then it shows it on top of it, and then I'm always thinking, oh, you can't see it but there's nothing on top of it. So anyway, this is the piece. Let me go this way after all. This, it doesn't have a name that I can find. I just call it Bird on Apple. I do have, I don't have it here. It's on my phone. I don't think I have it here. No, I don't. It's on my phone, and I'm using my phone. So that's it. It's called Bird on Apple to me. I don't know whether they have a number or what. But this is my progress. And I have worked a lot on this piece. And I can't really tell what it is, but I can when I compare it to the photograph. This is a big red apple right here. This over here are leaves of the apple tree. And this up in here is some of the background. And just in shades of white. If you look close, these spots right here, here, and here are water droplets on the apple. And when they get filled in completely, they look like water droplets. They really do. It's amazing what this looks like when it's done. I decided once I abandoned Portrait of Santa and wanted to start this, I went with I'm not sure, 16 or 18 count. I think it's an 18 count. I don't have my project bag. I think it's an 18 count Ada. I decided I was going to try that instead because I was having so much trouble with Portrait of Santa on the 28 count. So I went with a Ada to be able to kind of see the stitch a little bit better. I did grit it. As you can see, I have used right here this red thread that's running all through here. This is a 4-pound red fishing line that I ordered from Amazon. If you do grid, you don't want to use anything heavier than 4 pound. I think I could have even used a 2 pound if they have it, but I don't know that I can get it. But it's not bad, but it's very, very fine. And I would still like to have something just a little bit finer. But anyway, I've started gridding, and with these heavily stitched pieces, gridding seems to be the only way I can keep from making mistakes. And it's very easy to stitch on with the gridding because you can look at your stitch and line it up according to the square on your chart. So anyway, this is Bird on Apple. And this needle minder is from reminders. It's the sunflower, and I will put that one over there. And that is all I have to show up here as far as what I worked on over the last month and a half, 2 months. But because I stitched on that so much, that bird on apple, I stitched on it almost the entire month of November. I am going to show you some of my haul that I have up here, but I also have haul downstairs. Let me put my book over there so I can take it downstairs when I go, and it's going to fall. Now I'm dinging up the page. Okay. So if you're a regular viewer, you know I hit thrift stores looking for stitchy stuff, and I do have pretty good luck with it. I haven't even opened this. And let me see if I can open it without making too much noise with this tape. I do have pretty good luck finding stitchy stuff in the thrift stores. So if you check those out. If you don't do thrift shopping and you're interested in stitching, you really should. This is probably going to make this god-awful squeaky noise. Let me pause you a minute. Okay, I got it back. I took that tape off because it makes such awful sound when you're pulling it off. I didn't want it to bother your ears. So I found this kitted in a thrift store. It's Told in the Garden, Grandmother's House. Let me try to get it where we don't have any glare. There. So I thought that was really cute. I have several Told in the Gardens from, what is that, back in the 80s probably, 90s. Doesn't have a date, but I have a lot of them. I've stitched a couple of them and sold them, and now I kind of wish I hadn't. But anyway, that's all right. It had the linen, and they even had gone around the edges with it, with a blanket stitch. So I got the chart, the fabric, and the thread was carded, and it's just calling for DMC. I don't know if this is all the colors or just, it surely can't be because this pattern's got so much color changes in it that I don't think this can be all the colors. She may have pulled them out as she was going to stitch on them or something. But anyway, I got all of this. The chart alone was marked $7, and actually I bought it in Missouri, and it says an itch to stitch, Florissant, Missouri. I'm sure they're no longer there. But the chart alone was $7, and I gave, well, I don't know. It says $5 on one side and $2 on the other, so I don't know what I gave, but either way, it was a bargain. So let me lay that over there. This is where I hit the gold mine. I went to our Habitat for Humanity and found a Case Creation lap stand for $15. This is probably, I've not measured it, but, and I don't have a tape measure handy. I'd say it's probably an 18-inch Case Creation. They've changed up their style a little bit, so it's the older version. It's the version that I have all of my Case Creations that I bought new. It's the same version. Like I said, they've changed them up a little bit, and I have a newer one or two from Case, but I bought those secondhand too. I found, this is the Easy Stitch, I believe is the name of these, Easy Stitch. I gave $5 for this one, and it's probably a 12-inch, I would say that it's probably a 12-inch. I bought This one, this is the, what brand is this? It says, it's got an H up at the top, Home Crafters. I don't know if that's the brand name then. Needlework, scroll frame. Let me see here, what does it say? It's a 6x12. So it's got the end bars and the 2 bars for the, that go in the end bars. And one of these days, if I ever get around to it, I'm going to show you what I do to my scroll bars so that I can either use Velcro or stitch them on, stitch my fabric on. So that one, did I say, okay, I gave $3 for this. So that was a find. My next one I found was the Frank Edmonds scroll frame. And this is a set. I've got to get my glasses. Okay, let me see. Scroll frame set. Create 6 frame sizes. It has, you're kind of in the way, pumpkin. There you go. 6 sizes, 6x12, 6x18, 6x24, 9x12, 9x18, and 9x24. Now the 6-inch and the 9-inch are the end bars. So you're just getting one set of end bars, and then you can interchange the rods. So this was, it's brand new in the package, and I gave $15 for this. Then the last one of my gold mine was the handy clamp, and I don't know, oh, that's a Frank Edmonds too. Okay, Frank Edmonds handy clamp. What does it say? Complete frame set, 2 each of the 6 and 8 spreaders. So I say that's what I call an end bar. And 2 each of an 8-inch, 14-inch, and 20-inch. And it says with handy clamps. Oh, I bet that's these, what I call tri-knobs. No, they have like, oh, this is interesting. I haven't even opened it. It has like the Q-snap clips on there, like the parts you clip over your Q-snap. Guess that's what they call handy clamps. You don't have to sew it on or use Velcro. Huh, okay. So anyway, eliminates the need for tapes, tacks, basting, and split rods. Perfect for cross-stitch, needlepoint, crewel, embroidery, punch needle. Simple to load and advance, very light. Keep your work area taut and your completed work clean. Okay, so I wasn't even sure that, I never saw those before, but that might be something to check into. So anyway, I got this full set, still unopened, for $25. So I got 3 sets that were not even opened. This one, that was a easy stitch, and a case creation lap stand. So yeah, I couldn't believe it. And I left some there because there was a floor stand. There was 1 or 2 floor stands. They weren't the heavy duty ones. They were a cheaper, lightweight model. And I already have a floor stand. I don't need but one. But anyway, they still had a couple of floor stands, and they had a couple more of the Edmonds, the Frank Edmonds frames that I left there. So anyway, hopefully, I haven't been back since I bought all this, so hopefully they found a good home, and I think they probably did. They were something that stitchers would grab in a heartbeat. So okay, that's everything up here. So I'm gonna pause this, and we're gonna go downstairs, and I'm gonna show you all my December plans and stitching. Okay, we're all settled down here in my chair, and this is my stitchy spot. As you can see, this is a tray. I got it as a gift off of Amazon for Christmas a couple of years ago. I love it. It has these hinged sides on it so it stays where you put it. And then I have all kinds of little things here, my scissors and stuff. I normally have my tablet sitting here like this, so I can use my markup RXP. Works very good. So anyway, that's usually propped up right there. I have my orts, which when that gets full, I put into another container that holds orts from probably 30 years worth of orts. Got my fan because I can't live without my fan. My coffee pans. I have my, can't really see it. I have, in case you drop a needle. Gianne, you need one of these since you can't bend down and pick anything up magnetic. You drop your scissors, you drop your needle, you got one of these. You need to get one of these. That's really about it. So anyway, we're going to look at December stitching. And what I ended up doing, and I've never done this before, but let me turn the TV off because it's distracting me. I've got the sound down, I just didn't have it turned off. But anyway, I've never done this before, but I decided, because I am not normally a seasonal stitcher, I just stitch on what I want when I want. So I might stitch on Christmas in the spring. I may stitch on Halloween in January. I mean, it's just whatever I feel like stitching on. So that's why I've never been good when I do try Whip Go or any of the games that says, you know, you need to stitch on something that has red thread in it or something. I just stitch on whatever design I feel like at the time. And I may stitch on it for a couple of 3 days. I may stitch on it for almost a month, which I have been doing with that bird on the apple. So anyway, this year I decided to try December stitching by pulling out all of my cross stitch Christmas whips. And I ended up having 7 or 8 of them. So that's what I'm going to show you now. And then I do have some more haul that is cross stitch that I've ordered. So let's go to the very first one. And I don't even know what I have in here. Okay, this is, I threw them on the arm of the couch. And I did take the time to pair up the bags with the frames. So I got to dig it out. I laid one small notebook up here a while ago because I have this big stack right here. And you know, as they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. I had this really big stack of all my Christmas projects. I laid that one little old book up there and it all came sliding off. So I had to grab everything. So anyway, one of the things I have stitched on, oh, and I need to back this up too, because what I decided, because I have had the tiny decision wheel in the past, and I don't do well with it either because it's trying to tell me what I need to stitch on. So I just haven't even done that. So anyway, what I decided though, I was going to put all of my Christmas whips on a tiny decisions wheel, and you can get that at the Play Store. So I did that, and I've been spinning every day and working on something different every day, because I don't normally do that because I don't want to get a project out, stitch on it one day, package all of it back up in the project bag, put it away, get another one out for just one day. So that's just not normally my thing. But I thought I'd try something new. So anyway, I have been spinning every other day. Tootie, stop. She's licking her feet and it's aggravating. Okay, so one of the spins that I did was my Luca S. Santa. Oh, now she's gonna get mad and get down, I think. She is such a licker. Okay, so this is the Luca S. Santa. There, that's a good one. This is such a pretty design. I got this as a Christmas gift a couple of years ago. I think the same year I got the tray, but from a different person. So that is Luca S. And this is where I'm at. And I'm not going to unroll these. If any of these have to be unrolled as far as to see the design, I'm going to unroll them, but I'm not going to take them off this frame. So we'll just have to do it this way. So this is what I have so far. And you can see I am just about done with his hat. I'm coming on down. This looks a lot wider than that does. I don't know why, but that it does. So gridding, once I gridded for that portrait of Father Christmas, I decided that's the way I'm going to have to do on some of these that are more detailed like this. I have always stitched on big designs that have a lot of stitching, a lot of color changes, but it seems like these full coverage are still different, and it just makes it so much easier not to make a mistake. So that's what I have done as far as Santa from Luca S. And I'm gonna have to drop these down in the floor. So let me show you this. Again, this is the red 4-pound fishing line, and I just tack it on the side. On this one, I tacked it on both sides, but there's one of them I don't think I tacked it on both sides. I just pulled the needle out of the fishing line. But I go under the first stitch, go over 8, and go back down at between 9 and 10, and then back up again at 1. So your 10th stitch and your first stitch does not have a thread over it. Just stitch 2 through 9. So that is how that works. And if you look on YouTube, you can find a dozen videos on how to grid. That's how I did it. So the next one I had on my wheel, and I have stitched on. And let me find the bag. This is by Lindy Stitches, and it is called And to All a Good Night. And I bought this several years ago and started it. Let me look here. Luca S, my Santa, I started that July 29th of 2024. So, and then this one I started, no, this is the one I started July 29th of 2024. I don't know when I started Santa. I'm not going to. February 1st of 2024. Okay. So this is And to All a Good Night by Lindy Stitches. I really like that sleigh with the snowman sitting in it and the horse. That and the house. Those were my two favorite things. So I am using the called for colors. I did change the, I have this in my hand. I'm going to show it to you in a second, so I'll tell you what I changed. But anyway, that's And to All a Good Night. Okay, this is not, I feel like this is just kind of a jumble. But, okay, so this is what I have right now. I did change this rusty color. The color they picked, I did not care for it. And I like this color better. I think that's 355, DMC 355. And I really liked it with the green. And the green, I believe, is that green? I was going to say 500. Whoops, sorry, Tootie. I was going to say 500, but I don't think it is. I think it is. Let me look here. I don't know. I'm not going to dig it out now and make you wait. So, anyway, I've got, the other night I put the Well, it looks like a goose right now, but this is actually a peacock right here. So I put that peacock in there, but I didn't get his tail done. And I brought this down through here, put the cat in. So that's all I got done on that. So that one came up. What's the matter, Tootie? Did I scare you? Then this one that I put on my wheel is 2 Lizzie Kates. I had these started, and I don't think I really had a... Santa's Got the Goods is one of them, and I don't think I actually have the chart. I don't. But this is Santa's Got the Goods. And I gotta scoot up on the edge. So I just have some fill-in work on his beard and his coat, and then there's packages down in here that I gotta put in. And I just have Santa's Got, so I gotta put in the words, the goods. And I do this on, I wasn't telling you what I was doing those others on. This is I think it's a 28 count. And I do all my Lizzie Kates, these little ones like this, I do them all on 28 count, 1/1, and then I make them into Christmas ornaments because they come out so small. And I've done some of the others, and they are so cute done 1/1 into a Christmas ornament. So, and this is just extra fabric. It looks terrible, but it serves its purpose. So that's Santa's Got the Goods. And the other one, this one has been called 2 or 3 times, and it's what, the 9th of December? So on my wheel, it's landed on it 2 or 3 times. This one is I'll Get My Elves on That, another Lizzie Kate, 28 count, 1/1. And I think this is mushroom is the color of it. So we talk about, are you team fudge or team, what is it? There's team, I don't remember. They'll call about, do you fudge it or rip it out? Well, it depends. Most times, if it's early on and I've just made the mistake, I'll rip it out and make it right. If it doesn't look right, or if it's just gonna cause me more problems down the road, I'll rip it out. Other times it's like, good enough. So my good enough, this green package right here has 1 row of red vertical, 1 row of red horizontal for the ribbon, and it was supposed to be 2 rows. So it's just gonna stay like that. And then I think I'm gonna put a button on there for like a bow. I think these might have had buttons, I don't know, or maybe they came without them and I was supposed to order them. I don't know, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna add some buttons to them later. So I've got to fill in his coat here. This is another mistake on the pattern. There was one, it was like a black diamond, and the point was going up, and a black diamond with the point going down. And I did the same color for both symbols. So instead of Santa having black boots, he has green boots. I guess his black boots were dirty or something, but anyway, he's got green boots on for this one. And that one's almost done. I gotta put a package in over here, 1 or 2 packages over here, fill in his coat, and he will actually be done. And then I'm just going to add a few buttons to it. Not sure what yet. Buttons or beads. And then my next one I worked on, let me see. This was a new start on Sunday. Let me see if I have anything else. Yes, I do. Before we go into new starts. Okay. So, let me think. Okay. the rest of them are not, they are on the wheel, but I have not stitched on them. Now this one is one that I picked up at Goodwill, and it's not attached to the rod yet because the rod came with Velcro on it, but it's the Velcro that you buy like in the actual needlework shops. And I've got a whole bunch of Velcro that's just regular sticky back Velcro, and I cut it in half and I just stick it on there. Well, I have to glue it because the sticky back won't hold. But I just use a little bit of Elmer's glue, tacky glue, whatever you want. I stick it on there, and then I usually have Velcro, the regular Velcro, on these rods also, on most of my rods, which are going to have the rest. I'm going to try to get the Velcro on the rest of them. But anyway, this Velcro will not stick to this Velcro. It's made different. It just won't stick. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting ready to take the Velcro, the fuzzy back that goes with this one, and I'm going to glue it right along that open area right here. That way I can use this kind of Velcro on my fabric, the one I'm going to put on there, or I can sew it on through this piece of fabric here. So I've got 3 options when I get ready to use this rod again. But anyway, like I said, I bought this at Goodwill a couple of years ago. It was already started, and I thought, well, this is a Christmas piece, so I will find the pattern. Where did it go? I will put this on my wheel and try to work on it this month, and also get it finished up. This was called Birdie Holiday. I think it was Birdie Holiday. It's by Lizzie Kate, and it's a cute little one. You can tell from that sticker it's old. It was $5.50, and it come from Needle Fever, wherever that might have been. So yeah, so that's a cute little pattern. And then oops, okay, so I have to do that one. Then another one that is on my wheel, but it's not come up yet, and I finished one of these many years ago, and it turned out so cute, and I just haven't gotten the other 2 done. So I pulled these out, put them on my wheel. These were from an old, it says a Cross Stitch Christmas magazine. And I'm just going to show the chart very quickly. I have 2 of them. One is a hedgehog, and one of them is an owl. There's the owl. You're not going to be able to do anything with these anyway, because you're changing colors pretty often. There's the hedgehog. And I did, what was the other one? A quail, I think, was what the 3rd one was. But it was so pretty. And, oh, here, I have a colored picture. Duh. So here's the owl, the quail, and the hedgehog. And they did come out so cute. So I wanted to do those. And they do call for beads, which, where's my bag again so I can show you? So I just have a bunch of beads out of all of my bead collection, and I'm gonna see if it goes with it fine. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be too particular about using the exact bead, but as long as it goes with it. And I'm doing these on 28 count beige Joblin over 1, and I have like 2 stitches in that, so not impressive. But anyway, this one has not come up on my wheel yet either, so I'm still waiting on 2 of them to come up on the wheel. And then this one came up on the wheel for yesterday, and I started to stitch on it, and I remember now why I don't stitch on it, and I had to do something about it. So this is one I bought from, it's called Counting the Stars. They have an Etsy shop. It's called Scandy Christmas Baubles. And there it is, Counting the Stars. I really like this piece, and I thought, oh, this is going to be an easy one. It's just blue and pink. No, it's not just blue and pink. It's like 25 colors of blue and 25 colors of pink. So this is what I had done. I did 19 stitches yesterday. That's what I did. So you subtract 19 stitches off of this, and this is how much that has been done in the past. And I looked, I started this March 23rd of 22. So that's why I have not stitched on it, because it's just constant color changes, which is fine, but I just got to get some sort of rhythm to it and know where I'm at. So yesterday I spent the entire day after I stitched 19 stitches. I gridded this whole thing, and it's like 291 wide. That's stitches, 291 wide by 192 stitches long. So I've got it rolled around this bottom piece too. But I spent the entire day yesterday gridding fabric, and I finished about 8 o'clock last night. And it's not hard. It's time consuming, but it's not hard at all. Once you get your first couple of rows in, you want to count and count and count to make sure you've got your grid lines for your first vertical row and your first horizontal row. Make sure you've got them laid out perfect, because if they're not, it throws everything else off, because you're going to grid according to those first 2 rows. You're going to line everything up. So this little piece right here, I'm going to show you, has tons of colors in it. So this one, I think, since I didn't get to stitch yesterday other than 19 stitches, I'm going to stitch on this today and just like push everything a day ahead. And then Sunday, I decided I was going to do a new start. And this I'll show. Oh, I have to keep dropping everything. So I'll show you the pattern in a minute. It's in my haul. It's the Just Cross Stitch magazine that came this week. Well, this is Tuesday, so it came like the end of last week. And I thought, I have got to start this. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of the picture from the magazine. And it's just super cute. So this is called Oh Dear, from the Just Cross Stitch magazine for this year's winter edition. That is just now out. So I started this on Sunday, and it was so fun to stitch on. So I got this much done Sunday afternoon and evening watching football. And I'm going to now, or I did, I now put him on my wheel, and I will work on it as I spin and it calls for it. And I think I am probably going to pull out maybe a couple of more Christmas pieces that I really want to stitch on, and maybe start them on Sundays, and then just add them to my wheel and go from there. So let's see, that is all my Christmas. Let me get these moved so I can show you what my haul is for. I did forget to show you this. This is down here by my chair. It's not Christmas, it's Patriotic. But this is, I forgot to take it upstairs to show you with my regular stuff, but I will show you my progress. So, Let Freedom Ring from Leela's Studio. I have worked on this quite a bit. I think I figured if I did 2,400 stitches a month, that I could have this done by June of this coming year. What do you want? You'll have to wait now. I've got too many piles around me. She's on the couch wanting over here now. So this is Let Freedom Ring, and this is where I am. I really liked I like the way this whole building is turning out. The trees are cool. I really like them. So once I get this done, I can go down and work on the soldiers and the horse and buggy, that stuff at the bottom. This is called Calico Kitten from Classic Colorworks, and is it Classic Colorworks? Yes, Calico Kitty. I love that color for brick. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind for later on. So far, I will unwind, maybe. There. Okay, I'll unwind it and show you the rest of it. Okay. So there is the top part. Well, my little tension clip. Let me flop it loose there. Okay. So there we go. So all of this, I don't know where that came from. Let's poke it down there. Okay. So I've got all of this done. Okay, there's not mistakes in my piece because I corrected them as I went. There are a lot of mistakes in this pattern. And it's something you can catch, but you got to pay attention to it because, like, I was stitching along on some of this trim on the house, and just out of the blue you have a random stitch that's a different color. Over in here there was just a random stitch that was a different color. Up here there were like 3 stitches. This is the same color on this whole piece and this whole piece. And right down here there were like 3 stitches that were a different color. So you really have to watch that when you get to it, and I've just been changing it out. But there are a lot of mistakes in this as far as with the graph. So, okay, now that was non-Christmas, but I wanted to show you since you hadn't seen it for so long, and see what my progress is. Okay, so on my haul, I did hit the Black Friday on 123 Stitch and got some patterns from there. I got this magazine in the mail. I subscribed to this and I really like it. They have improved it a lot over the last couple of 3 years. This is a holiday issue. This is the ornament issue. Forgot I had it. But it has some really cute designs in it. They usually put all their patterns on the back. And you've probably seen this from other floss tubers. Here's the other page. It has some cute ones in it. It always does. The ornament issues are always really good. So I did get that. Okay, let me do this. This is the one I thought I had. This is the winter edition that just came the end of last week. This is so cute, this little snowman, and wherever it's at, here. Okay. It has a story about it. So here's the actual snowman that's in the yard, and she made it into this cross-stitch design. And so it's really, really cute. This had several really cute designs in it. Let me get past it. Go to the one here. Teresa from Garden Goose Designs. She needs this. I'm in my silly goose era. Thought that was cute. Now let me find, this was kind of strange, but it's okay. It's a Halloween piece in the winter magazine, but that's okay. Start now for next October. So there was the stack of pumpkins, and then, like I said, there's several in here that are really cute. But in the very back, the last pattern in the magazine, if I can get these 2 pages to separate, goodness sakes, is Oh Dear that I started Sunday. Isn't that cute? And this is by Karina Cocanu. It's Ciocanu of Happy X Craft. A lot of time these designers will have Etsy shops, and I'm going to go see if I can find her in an Etsy, if she has an Etsy store, and if she does, see what other design she has. But he was so dang cute, I just had to start him right away. So I waited till Sunday. I waited a couple of days, and then I got everything together and started him. But I thought he was so cute. So then when I ordered from 123 Stitch, I hit their Black Friday sale. And this is an oldie. It doesn't have a year on it, but I remember it being around for a while. It's from the Drawn Thread. It's called The Button Tree. And I have tons of buttons. So I might start that one next, because that would be a quick stitch. And I don't really need any more big stitches. So that one. I got this one from Plum Street Samplers, Christmas in the Colonies. And, you know, everybody loves Plum Street Samplers. So try to get it to where it's not got any reflection. Christmas in the Colonies. Then I got this one, and I have never seen this one. So just as soon as I saw it, I had to get it. It's called Santa's Helper by Little House Needleworks. And does it have a year? I don't see a year. 2024. So it's not that old, but I had never seen that before. And look at my nails. Isn't that awful? I shouldn't even be on here. They look terrible. But that is really cute. Yeah, I have to redo my nails, but then I also got Lizzie Kate Merry Ho Ho, and this is another one that I will do over one so that it can be done into an ornament. I got Ready or Not, Here I Come. It's the Santa 01 from 2001. Ready or Not is what it's actually called. It's a Lizzie Kate snippet. And then I got Wanted. It's Santa 2002. It says Jolly Man Bearing Gifts. And I keep wanting to call this Jolly Fat Man Bearing Gifts. Jolly Man bringing gifts. Is that right? Bearing gifts. Jolly Man Bearing Gifts. So that's a cute one. Then Here Comes Santa Claus. It's the Santa from 2005. Skating Santa. Here, let me get it. I can't look at what you all are looking at and see whether it's blurry or not. This one it's a jingle out there. It's another Lizzie Kate snippet. That's really cute. Guess the way to do this is just hold it up in front of my face and not worry about it. Coming to Town, Santa 2011, Lizzie Kate snippet. I really like him sitting in that sled. I think that is super cute. This one, I don't know what the deal was. That said this one didn't cost anything, so I bought it, or I didn't buy it. It didn't have a price on the 123 website, so I don't know why. I don't know if they were giving them away just to get rid of them or what. I got my invoice and it said 0 on it too. So this is Lizzie Kate Celebrate 2015. He's pretty cute. And then I got Lizzie Kate. These are called Jingles. This is Fa La La. And then this one is Lizzie Kate Jingles Love. And I didn't realize it till I got these because I don't have any of these. They're pictured on the back. Let me try to do this without... I have some of these. Did I just say I didn't have any of them? I do have some of them, but I didn't know this was on the back of them. So after I saw this, I had to get back on 1, 2, 3 Stitch and order the ones I didn't have. So they're not here yet. But I have stitched this little guy, this little reindeer. I've stitched him and made him into an ornament already. And then I don't have the other one. I don't have these two. I don't have that. Then I bought the Fa La La. I just got it. Don't have that. I just got that one. Don't have those. So I guess it was just the little reindeer's the only one I did have. And I've already stitched it and made it into an ornament. But I want to do this. So I got on there and I ordered the rest of them. And then, I mean, I loaded up on patterns. And I spent like $65 on all these patterns. So not bad at all. This is Lizzie Kate Tiny Tidings. I hate Roman numerals. I did them in school. That's been 50 years ago. I don't need to know Roman numerals. But this is Tiny Tidings XXII. And it has got some really cute things in it. It's got the little elves, the Merry Christmas, the little snowman, and the houses that are different colors. I think this one here would be cute if you put 3 candy buttons along there. Then this one is my all-time favorite because it's penguins. And this is Lizzie Kate Tiny Tidings XXIII. And, oh my gosh, look at those. Aren't they adorable? That's going to probably be a start this year, too. Something. I don't know whether they'll be individual or what, but that's probably going to be a start. And then I was at Walmart, I think, which I rarely go, maybe once every 6 months because my husband does it. We were out there, and I found these on an end cap, and they are dress it up buttons, and the little Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus and the reindeer. And I thought, I have got to get these. They can go on something. They are so cute. So those will go in my buttons. And then the last thing I ordered was the ornament the ornament collection from Chantel 141 Designs. And I got, let me show you what I have. It came with patterns and the wood finishes. And so I got Plum Street Samplers Winter Stroll. And let me see here. It goes on this board. And that's really pretty. Then this is by Robin Pickens, which I love her designs. I've got a bunch of them. And I have to figure out how this is going here. I believe it goes on this one. Okay, this is Robin Pickens. And it goes on this one. I don't know if I'll do both of them. I'll have to order another board if I do, but they're both really cute. And then I got, this one is called Feathers and Frost from Annie B's Folk Art, and it goes on this one. And then this one reminds me of a blackbird, but it is Annie B's, so I don't have any patterns, I don't think, by Annie B's. So then this one is by Hands-On Designs, and it's called Poinsettia Pageant. It's going on this board. And then the last one is Giver from Teresa Kogut. And it goes on, I don't have them together right, but it's got the back and the front. And I think, or I take it that it lines up like this. I'm not positive, but I think you just slip the piece inside here. But I thought you probably could fasten it somehow to the back of this, finish off your back, and use this one for another design. So I don't know how I'll do it yet. But anyway, those were really good. And the last thing I have to show you is my new planner for the year. So I always jump the gun because I'm so excited to start a new planner. And I get them off of Amazon. And I like the Book of Days. They're pretty, but they don't have everything I want in them. There's stuff in them I don't use. And I do have my 3-ring binder that you're setting on right now. On the camera's setting on my 3-ring binder that I also keep. But I do have a planner. And this one is from Pinchoco, but I did get it off of Amazon. It's a 2026. Last year I had to, or 2024, I had to get a 2-year planner. I just picked it up at Walmart and that's all they had, and so I just got it, but I don't like 2-year planners. I'd rather have one, fill it out, put it away, and start a new one the next year. So this one runs January to December 2026. And so it's got everything broke down here by January, February. I'm going to get it up here. You know, all of that. Now, like I said, I'm always so excited to get started. So what did I do? I transferred my whips that I have going into 2026 into this note page on the back. And I think now that I'm doing my Christmas stitching, and I always have to do it in ink, which messed me up. But now that I'm doing this Christmas stitching in December, I think I'm going to finish those 2 little ornaments that are Santa or Lizzie Kate's. These, I'm going to have these done before the first of the year. Then I have them on my whip list for next year, and I'm going to have to like white them out, or I don't know. They were started a couple of years ago, I think, 2022. So I'm going to have 2 lines whited out on this up here, and then I would like to be able to just scratch that, erase it, and move everything up. But I can't. So that's what happens when I get in a big hurry and want to do something that I should have waited on instead of doing it in October or November. Then I also made I did a post-it note here. Couldn't have done that earlier. But anyway, whips that I think I can finish for this coming year, which is Calendar Girls. I think I have 7 or 8 of them. They're, if you're not familiar with them, they're either Country Cottage Needleworks or Little House Needleworks. But it's a girl for each month of the year. And I've made them into pillows, and those are all done. And I think I have 7 or 8 to do. 7 or 8 done. And so I just need to finish up to get me to all 12. So I'd like to get them done. I'll get my elves on that, and Santa's Got the Goods. But then Scaredy Cats is one that, it's a Lizzie Kate that I picked up at Goodwill, that at the same I picked up the Birdie Holidays, and it was already started. So I think I can finish that and Birdie Holidays. And then I have one called, it's by Daydreams. It's called Beach Chairs. And it's just a small little, very small little finish. So those I wrote down to try to finish first because I have so many big designs that I need to concentrate on too. Some of the bigger designs, I am going to start gridding them when they're pretty intricate. I'm going to start doing some gridding on them so that it makes it easier and I can stitch a little faster with having the gridding done. So that's about it. I didn't say anything about my stitching for last month, but for November, I wrote it down, but I evidently didn't write it on here. Yep, I didn't. Yep, guess that's not anything we're going to talk about. But I did get a lot of stitching done, but I don't know. I want to stitch every day instead of do the things I really should be doing. But anyway, I guess we're all kind of like that. So anyway, I don't know if I'll have anything between now and the end of the year. You know how that is. So I may and I may not. So until then, I hope if I don't see you again that you have a very nice holiday and enjoy this time of the year. We've got snow we've had for about a week, and it's supposed to be in the 40s, I think, today. Tootie is upset. I'm going to have to go. So anyway, until next time, I hope you all get a lot of stitching done. Bye.